Alright, let's get into it. Today, we're talking about the new age money making trends. Trends like SaaS, dropshipping, and the rising phenomenon of making AI clips and getting monetization by them on social media. Everyone's hyped about these. But are they really building wealth or is it just quick money? And is the concept of quick wins and quick money really a bad thing?
Thank you, Shans, for inviting me over. It feels really good to be here. These are good short term options. They are good ways of making short term money quickly and without putting in much effort and capital investment. I feel they are not a good long term wealth creation or recurring income creation options.
Alright, so let's start with SaaS. Software as a service. It's basically a subscription based model of a software. Instead of buying it outright, you pay monthly or yearly fees, and the beauty is scalability here. Companies that build the software once, they charge the users forever. Think of tools like Netflix, Canva, or ChatGPT. It's a recurring revenue model. From a business standpoint, you're not only chasing customers every month, but once they're hooked, the money keeps flowing. But here's the catch, it's a competitive space. If you're not offering a unique value, you'll get crushed.
The basics of the business don't change. So you got to offer something that adds real value to its customer. SaaS does that brilliantly. Being a cloud-based service, its delivery is seamless, piracy is controlled, and the updates and tweaks, they don't take much of an effort. So the customers are very happy. Plus you are building a long-term customer base because the people stick around as you can continuously solve their problems. So it's about making life easier for your customers while you're creating a solid, loyal, scalable base for yourself.
I see. So moving on to dropshipping. It's e-commerce with no inventory. You set up an online store, sell a product, and the supplier directly ships to the customer. It sounds effortless, but margins are extremely tight. But in some cases, they can be enormous. But again, the competition is fierce because there are so many people who are working in this space. It's like a gateway drug of e-commerce. It's great for testing products, however, in the long term, you need to build your own brand, get that loyalty from customers to survive. Or you need to find that one specific product that the market wants. Otherwise, you'll just be one of the million sellers in the space with no differentiation.
I feel it's a very short-term approach. You are basically capitalizing on the lack of knowledge of the buyer about a particular product being sold somewhere at a lower price. So you buy at a lower price, sell at a higher price. But on the contrary, this has been happening ever since. This is a good way to make money. But I personally feel it's difficult to keep repeating this thing again and again, and you can't make money in this process over a long-term period. Plus, yes, it's a very competitive space. Today you are good at something, you're selling at a price. Tomorrow somebody may come and with a cutthroat competition, take away your customers. You don't build any customer base or any loyalty. I think it's a race to the bottom.
I get it. AI clips. It's the latest hustle, everyone's jumping into it. People are using AI tools to churn out viral videos, memes, and animations, posting them on platforms like social media, which is Instagram, YouTube, and all. Monetization, the pay, comes from the ads and when the videos take off. It's crazy because the barrier to entry is basically nothing. You can take a laptop, go to Starbucks or a McDonald's and get an internet connection and just start off. But the real challenge is standing out, being consistent and unique. Now see, there are AI tools like ChatGPT, where you barely need to do any work. They give you an idea, script, pretty much do everything. Now you can even make videos from them. But with Reels shorts racking up millions of views, it feels easy. It's a completely easy win right now. But let's be real here. Most people aren't even going viral, and barely anyone is making serious money. And if people stop watching these AI generated videos, because at the end of the day, the human brain can't make a connection with what is not sensible or is not a human here. So once they stop doing well, it'll all just come down and crash.
I personally feel it's a very interesting concept. Honestly, I don't have much information or knowledge about how AI works and a lot of other things. However, I feel it's flavor of the town. So people like them today, and over a period of time, their liking for it will come down, and that is where the creators of such content will crash. Again, the basic concept that for anything to go viral, it has to be unique. It has to either add value or give some humor. So if that is happening, it's well and good. Otherwise, you'll crash.
Okay, so in my experience of starting a business, trying to drop ship and talking to many successful entrepreneurs, I've learned a lot about building something sustainable, understanding how the society works, and how to really identify what it wants. But it's not about quick wins here. It's about creating a brand that people trust and love, which provides quality and they have faith in. If I talk about my experience about starting a clothing brand, which I recently did, it was very eye-opening. It really made me experience how tough it is to get the tiniest tasks done. The overall exposure, whether we're making a website, talking to manufacturers, getting packaging, or even just the marketing, taught me a lot. Eventually, I closed the business as I felt there are already many clothing brands in the market, and there are many more coming up. And it was a space not worth entering into due to the margins and the way inventory managing worked. As for my learnings, there were a few. Number one, most importantly, you should know when to stop, and it should be a rational decision that you make from your head and not from your feelings. And again, this should not have an emotional effect on your future. It should be a completely rational decision, and you should completely function differently from it. You should know, and second, you should know where to invest your capital and where not to. At the end, you only have a certain amount of budget, and some things are more money hungry, so you have to make sure that you don't put your extra money somewhere where it shouldn't be put. So you have to act smart in that case. Third, as for this, something specifically I learned in a clothing brand is that there's too much competition in the market right now, because the whole concept of e-commerce clothing stores is very popular. So not many people are able to succeed here. I also learned it's very tricky to calculate how you distribute your inventory. Your revenue you have to have an adequate inventory here, but since you're not very popular in people, you're not having many sales. But at the same time, your manufacturer have a certain MOQ, so you have to really manage your capital to also make profit.
I feel starting the business is always a tough and a time consuming task. It requires you to be involved at each big and large step. Though at the same time, I feel it's a fun ride. You learn a lot along the way. Some criterias, as per me, to evaluate a business idea is my business scalable? Is it a $1 billion idea? Will it reach a $1 billion valuation? Is it a person, product, or a service driven industry, or a tech driven industry, tech driven product? How is it adding value to the life of the customers? Is it sustainable in this fast changing world? This world is really moving at a fast neck break speed. Is some idea which is good today may not be good tomorrow. And most importantly, are you passionate about doing it?
See, I feel when you're starting a new business, you're selling a product, you can't start off with a high-end product. You can't look for high margins and high markups and make a lot of money instantaneously. You always have to choose quantity over quality. But I'm not at all saying that you don't give customers a quality product here. You need to build that trust and build that faith, and once your customer base is satisfied, customer base is built, then you can start charging your high margins, not when you start off.
I completely agree with you. Brands have to ensure customer satisfaction over years before they can start charging some premium. Reputed brands have been doing that for a very, very long time, and now they can command a high premium. We at Bhuman Developers have recently launched a real estate farm land product in which we are giving the best possible quality that is there in the market. We are giving more than what the competitors are offering. But since we have started off, we are offering it at a lower price. We want to create a brand image, we want to create customer base, we want to create a delivery track record, and then we'll be able to command some premium from customers.
Seems interesting. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Fast success. These trends like dropshipping, AI clips make it seem like money is just lying around. But is this really wealth, or is it just an ego being built here? These methods are great for making quick money, but they don't teach you the fundamentals of running a business. And let's be real, fast money can really mess with your head and the way you behave. It gives you a false sense of achievement. Honestly, even if someone makes good money from these methods and wants to start a business, I doubt their efficiency. They didn't use any of their skills, they didn't grind. There's no foundation they've built here for a long-term success. They have no clue as to how things work and how to do something unique themselves. At the end of the day, AI can't do everything for you, right? And in many things, you need to use your own acumen and you need to spend your own time doing things.
I personally believe all these things are not business, they are one of money making tools. Fast money will not teach you anything. You have not encountered tough situations. You have not been through the grind. It is only limiting your experiential learning. Shans, you've put it correctly. No skill is being developed, no hardship is being done. So you just earn money. You have not set up a business. Things like SaaS, AI, and other things can be used as a tool to make your business more efficient, but they cannot be your business. They cannot be running your business. Life, business, whether it is life, whether it is stock market, whether it is business, everything operates in a balance. So you have to balance out between the use of these tech-oriented tools and your own skill set to set up a good business.
Absolutely. Real wealth takes time and takes effort. You cannot skip the grind. With these methods, there's no foundation. If the trend dies, so does the income. What do you think the long term impact is? And do you really think all these people making so much money from these methods, are they telling the truth? At the end of the day, it's not easy becoming a millionaire at the ages of 16, 17, 18. These people are saying they're buying expensive watches, expensive cars, posting about it on social media, boasting about it. Do you really think you're telling the truth here?
Honestly, it's a double-edged sword. It's difficult to say what's correct and what's not. On the one hand, it makes entrepreneurship more easy, but on the other, people who have been successful, they get a different sense of entitlement and sense of ownership of the world. People think they can succeed without putting in that much effort.
The worst part is, as the saying goes, fast success builds ego and slow success is what builds character. All this is leading to people becoming unhumble, if I'm being honest. What's your advice for people chasing these trends?
I feel it's very subjective. Some people who have everything and they're still humble. Some people who don't have anything at all and they're still very on a different platform altogether. So it's a very person to person driven choice. However, I still feel that if you have gone through the grind, you're more grounded, and that gives you an edge over setting up a good business. And even if the current idea flops, you can pick up another one.
Okay, so to sum up today, SaaS dropshipping AI clips are just tools. They're not shortcuts to lasting wealth. They should just be used to learn, experiment, and grow. But never forget the basics of patience, discipline, and long term thinking, and you cannot skip the grind. I feel to start off and make some money, these methods can be used, but don't get carried away by them. Remember that success requires hard work.
Exactly. Quick money is tempting, but real game is building something more meaningful. Whether it's SaaS driven business or an e-commerce brand or even content empire, it is the effort and the foundation that matters.